Okay.
Ooh. All right.
Well, we're rotating. We're streaming in vertical because
Because why?
I don't know. Well,
That was a good time. It decided it was going to pick an advertisement.
sorry guys. We're streaming in vertical because I tried to do it horizontally and sorry guys. It's we're streaming in vertical. We may have to just stream it in vertical. I tried to do it horizontally and sorry guys. It's we're streaming in vertical. We may have to just stream it in vertical. I tried to do it horizontally.
Oh, Inevitable Jim's on there. What's up, Inevitable Jim?
Tell Dad to mute his phone. Mute your phone.
Oh, mute it.
I guess. Turn your volume off. We're gonna have to stream in vertical because I tried to do it in horizontal and it was crying at me. So.
All right.
It's kind of aggravating, but what are you gonna do? All right. Well, we're rolling anyway. Every time I try to go live, I always have some stupid problem. You know, right when I'm trying to do it too. Like I tried to rotate. You know, it's vertical. It's not supposed to be vertical, but it didn't let me do it.
I turned my volume off.
I'm using Dad's phone just to see what you guys are saying. Yeah, good to see you guys too. Glad you guys are. Well, there's a lot of comments already. So,
well,
we don't do a lot of streams.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with us tonight for a little while. We won't take up a bunch of your time.
Rockford, Illinois, Canada, East Texas. Have you considered fixing motorcycles? Yeah, we're live. We don't buy a lot of motorcycles. We've tried to do different stuff before. Well, one, we don't know. I don't know the motorcycle market real well, and they just don't seem to be worth a whole lot. Like, whenever you have something up for sale, everybody wants to trade you motorcycles and motorhomes, and because they can't sell them. So it's hard to buy them and fix them and sell them.
Honda CT70s is the closest I ever got.
Yeah, and we did do an episode on Honda. I don't know if you can see it. There's one in the corner there. Honda CT70. It's like those old, what's it, 70s kids motorcycle, dirt bike, off-road kind of deal. And
yeah,
the video didn't do real well. I mean, it did okay, but it wasn't like, you know, gangbusters. But some guy, I don't know, some other YouTube creators have luck with that stuff. I don't know why. Like Simon Fordman, he's done some motorcycle videos and they do real well. And Chris at No Nonsense Know How, he's done a few motorcycle videos. They do well, and he does a lot of boat stuff too. That's another thing I don't want to deal with is boats. But every time he does a boat video and it does well. It seems like if we do anything besides like cars or vehicles, it just bombs. Like, I don't know. So we stick to cars. There's only so many times you can make videos that bomb before you just like don't do it no more. You know, probably not a lot of motorcycles. I think I've said this before. The early motorcycles are cool, like pre-1930s, like the ones that almost look like bicycles. Those are really cool. Can you guys hear us okay? Just make sure you can Well, they said you could turn down your phone, so that means they can hear us.
Well, I turn the volume off
Well, that means, yeah.
on the phone.
Do you ever work on old Ford 7.3 diesel engines? No, we just work on Cummins because...
I did back in the 90s.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you did.
Yeah. Early ones. I think, what was before the 7.3, the non-turbo?
Well, it was an IDI, indirect
Yeah.
injection.
Yeah. But I worked on them for a living. I didn't work on them because I owned one.
This guy asked if we could hire him.
Hire him?
I've had a lot of people say that they'd like to work with us or underneath us. We could teach them stuff. It's kind of funny.
I always encourage people. You always encourage. You never discourage. Always encourage.
Navajo Nation. Okay, sound is good. Yep. Since you're in AZ, South Australia. We get people from South Australia, South Africa. A lot of people from the UK, which is cool. What would you like to do a flying drive with next? Flying drives are difficult to...
That's a rough one.
They're rough to do, and like, again, you kind of have to follow what you like to do versus what sort of does well. And we did 4 of them last year, and they didn't get like triple or quadruple the views of a regular video, and for all the planning and stuff that goes into it. I mean, I'll do another one, but I'm not actively looking for one right now. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. Like you see Vice Grip Garage, I mean, he's got a team of guys. He's not just doing it by himself. I mean, he's got a whole team of guys. He's basically just a body moving around where somebody sends him at this point. It's a lot harder than it looks to set up a flying drive.
We're just two people.
Yeah. Looking forward to the blue collar drags, absolutely. If you haven't got your tickets for the blue collar drag, so as you all know, if you're in this community and following everything, Duct Tape Drags is always in Tucson, but it moved up to Phoenix. Freiberger and Vice Grip moved it up to Phoenix. The Firebird Raceway, October 16th and 17th. So the blue collar drags is going to be down in Tucson, and
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And Dalton is putting it on along, but Dalton's actually piggybacking off of another event. So there was Farmapalooza already going on with Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws, that TV show. I don't even think it's on anymore. But they had an event going on the week before, the 7th and 8th, and Dalton kind of just put his along with that. So it's going to be, I don't know, 2 events going on at one time. It's going to be pretty cool. And I've never met Farm Truck and Asian. I always thought they were the funniest. I like when I watched Street Outlaws back when we had cable, right? We don't have cable no more.
We don't got cable no more.
Farm Truck and Asian were my favorite on that whole show. I liked the stuff I liked that truck, that farm truck that he had. I thought that was the coolest truck on that whole show. I liked that thing. That thing was so cool.
Somebody wants to know when you're going to clean that white and red truck up.
Streaming in 1/4 speed. Are we lagging out? Do you know the guys from Budget Builds? No, I don't know them. I've seen their stuff online, but I don't know them. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. Do you watch What the Rust? No, I don't watch them. I've seen their stuff, but I don't
I watch
them.
I watch him.
Dad watches more car shows than I do.
Yeah, I work on them all day and then come home and watch. I really like Sleeper Dude. I really like him. I like his family content. My wife likes to watch it too.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's just a really good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad watches a lot more of car content than than I do in my free time. But I know all the guys, all the players, so to speak.
Dalton,
Yeah.
what's Pole Barn?
Let's see. How's the new shop coming? So I mentioned in a video that I was trying to build a shop, and I haven't well, it's underway, meaning I've got the permits filed and stuff. So I'm not building it yet. It's basically it's in limbo. I gotta get them to approve the permit, then I can order the building. I already put a down payment on the building actually, but when they approve the permit, then I can actually drop the hammer on them getting it. Or you don't want to order a big old building if you can't get a permit. So it's kind of like this, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? You know, do you buy the building first, you get the permit first? So I'm getting the permit, then the building's coming. So it's still at least a few months away, but I am in the process of doing it.
Somebody want to know what we do if we found an extremely rare car.
That's a good one. That depends.
Buy it.
Well,
Maybe.
If we found an extreme, we typically never find extremely rare cars, only because by the time something ends up on Facebook Marketplace, it's usually the bottom of the barrel. Like anything that's like really rare and really sought after is typically there's people looking for that stuff like you wouldn't believe, you know, and that stuff gets bought up so fast. But if we came across like a super rare vehicle, probably get it running and do our thing to it, and then sell it. You would say what?
I've only ran across one extremely rare car in my life, and I just accidentally bought it. I thought it was junk. I won't go into it, but it turned out to be something. There was only 48 of them made. It was a good one. Thought it was junk.
But I do know where, and it depends on if it was worth restoring. So like baseline, if you want to, the car would have to be worth a lot of money to be worth restoring, because even if the car's worth 30 grand done or 40 grand done, to do it right probably still costs 50 to 80 grand between parts and labor and materials and stuff. So like you'd have to have a car that when done is worth 150 to 200 grand.
Who's going to bring you that money?
Well, for the right car, somebody will. But
I don't know. I've not seen those people.
I never come across cars that are worth that much done. So I don't even mess with restoring stuff, because it just some cars are worth more restored, you know, but you got to find them, and it's hard. Can't wait to see the Rio racing in person. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm definitely taking it to blue collar drags, maybe duct tape, I don't know, but definitely blue collar.
Somebody wants to see the cars. Maybe we'll show. We'll show you. Maybe Travis will show you the cars when we're about done. They're all, a lot of them's covered up and not covered up, but just kind of. I had to scoot everything out of the way to do this video. I've been cleaning this place out because I turned it into a museum instead of a shop. It is
nice collection of Rock Auto magnets. Where's that? Oh, on the fridge there.
I do have a 55 Buick wagon.
You wouldn't believe how many of those Rock Auto. If we kept all the Rock Auto magnets that we got, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We could fill probably an entire wall with the magnets that we've thrown away.
But we can't buy nothing from Rock Auto no more because Rock Auto don't sell to Arizona.
Oh, that's a good question. Do you like how Simon Fordman does his videos? Now, yes and no, because you have to understand what he's doing. His videos are better than everyone else's in terms of video quality. So he's foregone talking to tell the story through the video itself. That's how he's telling the story. Instead of telling you what he's doing, like I do, right? Explaining what he's doing and why he's doing it, he tries to film it in such a way where he doesn't need to tell you what he's doing. Right? He walks you through the process with the video by itself. But I just it's too dramatic for me to sit there and watch. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just so like the video quality is like super hyper realistic, and it's like so dramatic when I'm watching it. Like I can only take so much of it, and I don't like the no talkie thing and the no face thing. Nothing against him.
Nothing against him.
I like a little more interactive. You know, I like knowing the person who's shooting the video, but like, you know, he's cornered the market on Mr. Mystique and mysterious, and where's this skill and stuff coming from, and nobody knows, you know. So he's mastered that whole thing. I don't want to do no talkie videos.
But we figured out why he does it, because there's a lot of people around the world that don't speak English.
That's the genius.
And it can speak to anybody no matter where they are, what language they speak.
Exactly.
That's what I found out.
It's I don't know if that's his number one reason, but that is a super leg up. That's a big leg up that none of the other guys have, like nobody, because anyone in any language can watch it and understand.
The father and son in Bogota, Texas.
What about them? Did someone ask a question?
No, they do the same thing. All you got to do is look at their numbers on a video that they do that they don't talk, and it'll be 3 or 4 times more than a video that they talk in. What? I forget.
Yeah.
Turn and Rust.
Yeah, Turn and Rust.
Turn Rust. Good guys.
Let me look at something real quick. Okay. I'm just looking at the battery life on my microphones. So yeah, that's Simon Fordman. You know, he does a good job on his videos. And you know what? It's really weird. I'll tell you one thing. I've thought a lot about this guy because I've never seen any videos like what he does. I'm not gonna drift in that direction of no talkie because I don't know. I just like don't want to do it. But I've seen his face a few times. You'll see him every once in a while. What I don't understand is he looks younger than me.
He's talented.
How he knows what he knows on top of knowing how to film that well. I have no idea how he knows all that stuff. Because, like, I know how to do things the right way. Dad knows how to do things the right way. He knows how to do things the right way. Who is telling him how to do that stuff? There's no possible way you could have got that knowledge overnight. Unless somebody's looking over your shoulder while he's filming, telling him, hey, do that, do this, do that. He had to have grown up like me from the ripe young age of 11 or 9 or 10 doing this stuff day in and day out. Because I don't know anyone who did more car stuff than me growing up. I was in a league of my own, not to toot my own horn, but I did more of this stuff than anybody I even knew. Nobody even came close. So for him to know what he knows at his age, I don't know how he knows all that stuff. Plus, the cinematography aspect. I mean, he's making money, I'll tell you that much.
Somebody wants to know from your mouth what diesel motor you like. I think I know the answer.
That must be a joke. Simon Fordman is an apparition. Anyway, let's see. Looking for high power engines, found a jet engine that was modified to be used a high volume audio speaker. What are you talking? What does that even mean? Oh, what's up with the Arizona Rock Auto deal? So yeah, we love Rock Auto. We eat it up like candy, but they won't ship to Arizona because they got some tax beef. Arizona was saying that they're not paying, that they have back taxes for some amount of years that they haven't paid that amounts to millions of dollars. And Rock Auto said, screw you, we're not paying it. We don't owe that money is what they said. And Arizona said, you do owe that money. So Rock Auto said, we're not paying it. And so Arizona said, you can't ship here then.
Yeah.
So they're not shipping here. What's your thoughts on Jesse from Atomic Motors, part of Dalton's crew? Yeah, well, he has a passion for these cars. He's living the bit, you know. He's got his, what is those, mutton chops? And I've met him once. I met him and Buff and Dalton out there at PBG West. I didn't put it in a video. I was passing by and caught him. And he's a cool dude. All them guys are. They're cool. Dalton's cool. He's obviously got a passion for the same era of cars I do, you know, Atomic era, 50s and 60s. I think he's more geared towards Chrysler, though, isn't he? Mm-hmm. I think he does different stuff. But he likes Chrysler stuff, and
he'll switch up.
Yeah, I probably buy the least amount of Chryslers. his downfall, which isn't a downfall, but his favorite cars are the cars that are the hardest to find parts for and the hardest to sell. So it's like, but sometimes sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes the car you love are the hardest ones to deal with, you know, and it just is what it is. And I like some cars like that are, they're difficult to deal with, but they're cool. Those cars are cool. The push button transmissions, the styling, the colors. Yeah, he likes cool stuff. He's got a good eye.
Somebody said my chair's cool.
Yeah, that's an old, was that a mayor's or a judge's chair or something?
It was a judge's chair. On the bottom of it came out of a courtroom in Arizona. It's a judge's chair. Actually still has the thing on the bottom of it.
The biggest message outside of the cars on your channel is you and your dad bonding, problem solving, and sharing. Yeah, we've come to realize that, which we didn't understand at first, was that people really, you know, it's kind of odd. I mean, I guess I didn't know how many people didn't have or don't have a good relationship with their dad to the point where they want to watch our channel because they like the father-son thing. So that's interesting.
That wasn't even something that was on my mind when I started helping Travis. I just thought, well, I'm his dad. I'm going to help. And I got to reading the comments, and it really struck me. And it does my heart good to know that, because I know there's a lot of people out there that were raised without dads, and I know exactly how you feel.
Let's see. How far will you go to pick up a truck? For the right truck, I'll go pretty far. Just a few months ago, I went to Mena, Arkansas, which is 1,300 miles away, to pick up that short bed GMC that I'm building that 302 for. But I have only done that once. That's not a normal occurrence. But I got that thing right. I mean, around here, a short bed GMC in good shape, no motor, no tranny, no title, just in my yard, come and get it. They want $6,000-$7,000 for. I got that thing for, I think, $2,500 or $2,700, and it came with an LS and a rear end, and he was going to give me an S10 frame with it too, but I couldn't fit it on my trailer. And the truck was fairly clean, a little bit of rust, but not rotted out. But yeah, I mean, smoking deal. Plus, I needed that for that 302s. So I had to go get it. Jesse suffers every Atomic Era episode.
You know what, man? No, he does. Look at him, man. I mean, that dude is straight dirty from head to toe, man.
And I'm not.
And he don't get mad.
Yeah, I'm not faulting the guy for the kind of cars he likes, because I like them too. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, if I could find a way not to do that one, I won't do it.
Dude, he is straight up in the dirt, man. And man, he keeps that hair just perfect.
Jim said, you both are genuine, salt of the earth people, proud to call you my friends. Well, we're proud to call you a friend, Jim.
Yes, Jim's a friend. He's good. And you know what? When I call him, he picks up the phone. Or if he don't, he'll call me back. I appreciate that. Always take time. If somebody calls you, call them back.
I want to hear the 6 you just rebuilt when you get it in the truck. Well, in lieu of that, you can hear it run in the rebuild video we just did on it at the end. We did run it. But yeah, in the truck, it'll be a lot cooler when it's on the floor and it has an exhaust and all that.
Thank you, Romo 33.
I met you guys at Duct Tape Jags. You two are a good team. All right.
Thank you. We try.
Somebody said something. Oh, do you help with or talk to students in local high school auto classes? That's an interesting one. I've thought about that, but
We've never been approached.
We've never been approached, and I don't know if my method of teaching would be acceptable to the school system, because all they think about is safety. I'm not going to get nobody killed, but that safety is important, but you've got to do something. You have got to get out there and do something. Like,
there's an element in everything.
there is an element of danger when you're working on cars. I mean, you could hurt yourself, you know? I mean, like, their method of teaching and my method of teaching, you know, is different. But I would, you know, I can, and I'd be showing videos out of the 30s. You know, they have old videos on YouTube, man, and I learned so much. They, there's these videos on YouTube, man, they're so good. They're it's like how the cooling system in a car works, but the video was made in like the 30s. It's in black and white, but they'll have like animation diagrams and everything. I mean, it's the way they explain things back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s was just so highly intelligent and simple to understand. How I would do it is I would show one of those videos from the 30s about how the cooling system in a car works. That would be Monday. And then Tuesday, we would be outside looking at literally how it works. You know what I'm saying? Here's the radiator that they talked about in the video yesterday. Here's a thermostat. Here's how that works. Here's a water pump. Here's how it cycles. You know, it took forever to get out in the shop when I was in school. I mean, it's almost like they didn't want you out there. And even when you were out there, you didn't do a whole lot. Now, it was different in Dad's day, but in my day, it wasn't that fast. And there was just not a lot going on out in the shop. And I'd be out there first and foremost.
So Cook's Garage, is that the
Cook's Garage?
Is that
that's one in Lubbock.
Yeah, food was good, and he's a very nice guy.
Cook is awesome.
Yes, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
I highly recommend going there. Very, very, very nice guy. Very accommodating.
Yeah.
The man is massively busy, and he brought a sign back from somewhere for Travis, and I picked it up. He's a very good guy. And his prices are reasonable.
Yeah. Cook's food, yeah. Cook, yeah, he's cool. I like that. I like Cook. Rusty Cook. Travis, what's the newest vehicle you've owned and drove, not counting your wife's Jeep? The one I'm driving now, my 98 Cummins is the newest one I've ever personally owned and drove for myself.
That's brand new.
That's brand new to me. The classic differential video. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of those old videos that explain like the principles of how a car works they're right on YouTube, man. I watched a string of them out. They were awesome.
Hello, Daniel from Brazil. Malaysia. Uncle Rick. I'm all right with Uncle Rick.
Uncle Rick.
I'm all right with that. Pops, yeah.
I took 3 years of auto tech. Third year I did no classwork, all shop. See, but that's the thing is, in high school I took shop too. But that's the problem. It took 3 years. I took 3 years of auto tech. Third year I was no classwork, all shop. Why does it take 3 years to do all shop work? You need year one, like week 2 of year 1.
Some of the stuff they cut us loose to do in the 80s, they'd probably have the teacher in prison now.
Oh, Evan.
Evan?
Evan's not the Evan
Oh.
you know. There's another Evan. Another Evan that I know. Good to see you in here, my friend. Claudio from Chile. People from Chile, Argentina. Had people who type in another language. They're from India and they watch the videos. That's crazy. You guys, it's funny. People
They
from
like Simon Fordman.
They must like him because they can
Maybe,
understand
I
what he's
don't
doing. It's funny. I've seen Indians watching my videos, but I come across TikToks and Instagram reels of people in India rebuilding big old big rig engines in the filth. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Taking apart these engines with sandals on and in the dirt, like putting their hand in diesel and rubbing it all over everything. It's like, oh my gosh, like
Talented.
It just makes you I know, but it's just like you are rebuilding a finely tuned machine in the dirt with sandals on, like just kills me,
Talented.
man. But they'll get it done though. But they got to do what they got to do, you know. Brazil.
Somebody from
Portugal.
Marana, right here in our hometown.
Marana, New York. I was just in New York. Yeah, maybe they are in Africa, but I thought it was India. I don't know where. I don't know nothing other than what's going on in America. L.A. Man, people from all over the place. You know what I didn't expect is the highest, the more of my shirts go to California than any other place. Like if you take all the states and combine them, the largest number of my shirts have went to California than anywhere else, which I did not know. Baltimore, cool.
Missouri, I like Missouri.
People
What's the town I got to go to in Missouri?
Oh yeah, there's a place called Republic, Missouri that we gotta go to because our ancestors are from Republic, Missouri. There's actually a chapel there named after us, if you can believe it, and there's a graveyard with a lot of Bladeses in it, which we did not know until recently. So we want to take a trip there and see what's going on. Maybe they'll give us the keys to the city.
Republic. Philippines. From the backwoods. Drive by and honk. East Tennessee. I never did my family tree.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I only knew a little bit about where we came from, but not a lot. England, I think. Flying drive. You don't plan any right now. Don't have any planned.
I don't have any planned at the moment. No flying drives at the moment.
$20 Oh, Ed, yeah, Ed. There's.
Yeah,
I know Ed. I've known Ed for 20 years.
Yeah, the flying drives, they know they do real well. And it's hard because if you do a lot of flying drives and then you don't do one, you know, everybody gets all angry with you. But it's like, you know, you can't do them all the time. You can't just be gone all the time.
Somebody want to know if my wife gets mad because I'm compared to Sam Elliott. You know, it's weird. Obviously, I've been with my wife for over 40 years. And obviously she's grown accustomed to whoever it is, how I talk, and she don't say nothing, but she did say, yeah, I can see that.
Let's see. What are some mods for 12 valves that make them more reliable? Nothing. Anything that you do under that hood makes them less reliable. There's nothing you can do to make them more reliable other than possibly fixing the killer dowel pin behind the timing cover, which you could even argue that doesn't lengthen it because some of them never fall out. So even if you up the power and you do it in a correct way, there's still some life off the top you're taking, because if that thing runs at 160 horse and 400 foot-pounds of torque and you bump it up to 400 horse and 800 foot-pounds of torque and you drive it regular, just the fact that you have that capability and you use that extra power sometimes, that's more wear on the bearings and everything else. It'll go like hundreds of thousands of miles, but there is no possible way to get it more reliable than the way you buy it originally. You can make them go faster and they'll last a long time, but make them more reliable it's impossible. I don't know how you would do it. It's impossible.
The dude abides. Whatever that means. Two-man tent. What's the biggest shirt you have?
My biggest is a 3X.
3X? Bigger than a 3X?
Travis, what's your opinion on a small naturally aspirated Cummins on an Eldorado for a daily? I don't even know if they make a naturally aspirated Cummins. I think they're all turbocharged. I have no idea why you would ever want to go without a turbo. I mean, the way that the AFC housing and the injection pump work is to work in tandem with a boost reference. That's how it pushes the rack. It'll run like a turd, and it'll smoke all day long without a turbo. You would never even want to do that. I don't even. You couldn't. It would just smoke. You have to have a turbo. There's no way. You would not want one. Are you gonna get in the 12s? You know it. Do you send shirts to Europe? Yeah, all the time.
Can you sell tall tees? Well,
big and tall. So here's the thing about shirts, guys, is that every shirt I have to offer, I have to buy a quantity of. And so I'm trying to buy shirts that most people are going to buy. And there's always going to be some shirt that I don't sell that somebody wants. You know, people want short sleeves, some people want long sleeves, some people want big and tall, some people want 6X, some people want smaller than a large. But it's like, then I have to order all of those, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's thousands of dollars every time I order a shirt. So, yeah, if I changed it, like I would, if I wanted to offer long sleeves, I'd probably have to sell out of my short sleeves and then go buy a batch of long sleeves. So like, I can't just like offer onesies and twosies, like one big one here and one itty bitty one here. You have to buy like hundreds of them to make it even worth purchasing. So that's why I offer what I offer.
first car, first truck.
Whose? Ours? Yours? Mine?
Yours, not mine.
Do some. Sam Elliott, 10 miles. Everybody's talking about Sam Elliott.
He's a funny guy. I like him.
Travis, what's your first car and your first truck? My first, well, I didn't have a first car first. My first vehicle was a truck, and it's the 50 GMC that's always in the background, the red and white one. That was my first one. And then my first car was my Cadillac, which is also in the videos. And then I bought and sold a lot of stuff after that. But those are my first car and my first truck are sitting under the carport right now. Oh, Rick, what was your first car? Wasn't it?
1974 Monte Carlo. And I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another one. 73, 74 to 77. That's the one I want.
Some guy asked, Amy Barons, what's your opinion of the dauntless Buick V6 in the early 70s Jeepster? Would you keep it or replace it with a V8? What is that? Did somebody do that? What's your opinion of the dauntless Buick V6 in the early 70s Jeepster? Is that a build somebody did or something? Or
no, they put the V6s. I think they put the V6s in the Jeep. I think I call them odd fire and even fire. They were good motors, but it's just according if you want more power. You know, I mean the V6, it's okay, but if you're wanting some power, I'd say you're gonna have to put some kind of V8 in it.
Another guy asked, have you ever thought about putting a 4BT in a vintage pickup? Yeah, I've thought about, like, here's the thing. See, you can't fit a 12 valve in something small, but I always thought it would be cool to find a 4BT and build it up and put it in something tiny, like something that a 4-banger would go in, like a super small light car. But the problem is I've had well over 20 12 valves, like trucks. I have never come across a 4BT. I don't know where people are hiding those things. I don't know where they're hiding them, but you know, because people say all the time, oh yeah, they had them in every bread truck and all the construction equipment had them. Where? I never come across a 4-cylinder Cummins, never. So first I got to get one. You know, I don't even know where to get one. I've been looking on Facebook every day for years. I've never seen somebody have a 4-cylinder Cummins just for sale somewhere.
Somebody want to know if you're still getting accused of elder abuse.
All the time.
We kid around about that a lot, but I worked on equipment outside up until a couple of years ago, so I know what I can do and what I can't do.
And I cracked the whip to make sure he still does it. I'm just kidding.
We kid around a lot, but Travis is good to me.
All right, 73 through 77 Monte Carlos are great looking vehicles. Yeah, those are your favorite. Dad likes the 73 to 77 big block Monte Carlos.
Expensive. They got expensive. You used to be able to buy them things $1,500 all day long. No more. Yes, I'm a fan of Folgers coffee. That's all I drink.
Yeah, Folgers is good stuff. GM is dropping the 6.2 and bringing back the 5.7. I didn't know that. There is a naturally aspirated 3 and 4 cylinder Cummins B series. All 6 Bs are turbo. All 3 cylinders. I never heard of that. Well, 3 cylinders. It may have been in a tractor or something. We have a tractor that's a 3-cylinder diesel that's non-turboed. But I don't know why you'd ever want a diesel that's non-turboed. I mean, they're just begging to have a turbo put on them.
'62 Chevy Impala. Didn't have 409 in it, did it? Did it have 409?
So I'll talk, I guess, a little bit about the shop. People asking about where that's at. Like I said, it's in limbo with getting a permit, which I will get it. They just have to get through the whole, how the government works. But it's a 30 by 50, right? And it's going to have 3 12 by 12 bay doors in the front, so you can pull cars in and out. And they'll be big enough to have a lift on each of them. But I'm not saying I'm going to put 3 lifts in, but it'll be big enough for 3 lifts. Maybe 1 or 2 bays will have a lift. And then it'll have man doors on either end, and then 10 feet on each side, all the way down the 30-foot section. I want lean-tos, but I call them porches or awnings, but technically it's a lean-to. Lean-tos on either side, not the 50-foot side with the doors, but on the 30-foot side going down, I want 2 porches all the way down, 10-foot wide, so that you can either park a car on it or put tools out there that you don't use all the time, but that you need, like the engine stand and the cherry picker and like the press and whatever, like just stuff that you need out there. So that's the idea for the shop, and I want to insulate it and put mini splits on it because I am tired of working in the heat. It's
What?
It's hot.
What?
Over 100 degrees every day. I'm tired. It's ridiculous. It's over 100 outside right now.
It's 106.
It's 95 in here with the swamp cooler on, but it's 102 outside.
Somebody said, "Did you two work as mechanics?" I worked as a mechanic from the mid '80s up until '97 when Travis was born, and then I went to work on equipment, which is forklifts, electric forklifts, Crown mainly. I worked on that all the way up until about 4 or 5 years ago, and then I had a job separation.
Oh, did you two work as mechanics before starting the channel? Is that what you were just answering?
I answered that, but Travis, he's always just worked. He's worked with me, and then he started up doing this, and so.
I've done a bunch of different things before I did YouTube. I've always worked on cars. When I was a kid, we started restoring my GMC, and then I always wanted to work for myself, so it's a long story, but I tried a bunch of different things. I bought and sold restaurant equipment, and then I tried doing TikTok, and then I tried YouTube, and then blah, blah, blah. And actually, I tried YouTube first, which wasn't even car content. That didn't work. And so then I tried TikTok, and then I got like 600,000 followers on TikTok, and then I wasn't making any money with it, so I was like, I gotta do something else. So then I started doing YouTube again, but this time it was cars, and then that's when it took off. So like, I've done a hodgepodge of things trying to figure out ways to work for myself for many years before, well, now. But
Who would ever know you got to do something that you love?
Yeah, but cars has always been an underlying theme, though, even though I tried other things. When I was probably like 16 and got my license is probably when I started to buy and sell them. So like I was just hustling it out. I buy and sell cars, square body, some 60s Cadillac, and then I got on this string in 2018 of Cummins, where I was buying and selling those things like crazy, and that was pre-YouTube. Nobody even ever saw none of that, and yeah, I bought and sold a bunch of those. I feel like I tore the market up. I tore the whole market up on that. There wasn't a good deal to be had in the state of Arizona on a 12 valve because I bought them all for probably a year and a half.
Yeah, that Dodge Cummins that I drove back from Michigan, yes, it had a lot of oil coming out of it. A lot.
What would you say you're the best first classic to get into the what? What would you say you're the best first classic to get into from the big three? I'm guessing you're asking which one of the big three is the best, or what would be the best car to get?
It's according to what you like. You know what? Nice thing about Chevrolets are all of those cars they're making a lot of those parts in the aftermarket, whichever one you like the most. Square bodies, man, you can get parts for them cheap.
What is the round thing hanging on the window of that old white truck? It's a Thermador car cooler. You can look those up. It's pre-air conditioning. It just hangs on the window. It has a sponge in it, and you put water in it, and it's a cooler. Pretty cool. What content did you do on your first YouTube channel? I did financial content, if you can believe that. Another interest of mine is like finances and money and whatnot. And I tried making money content, like Graham Stephan. If you guys know anything about that whole world. Graham Stephan and I'm not really big on Meet Kevin, but Graham Stephan's probably the most sensible. But it tanked. I couldn't even get 100 views on a video. But those videos, you can't go watch them now. They're all private. But I tried it though.
Somebody said they're in Tucson and it's 111. I looked at my temperature thing outside underneath the awning and it was just 106 hour and a half ago.
Yeah, it's hot.
Humidity's ferocious.
It's mega hot. I live in Illinois. Crown lift truck is located in Schaumburg. Yeah, Dad used to work on Crown trucks.
It's funny somebody would ask about AMC and Gremlins and Pacers. I come from that era where they were just not liked real well. I think there's been a resurgence of them right now of collecting them. I've seen a couple of them come up for sale and they go down real quick. So yeah, those 6 cylinders are in them things are bulletproof. Patch
or plug a tire. Patch if you can. Avra Valley is brutal with the humidity. Avra Valley is just...
It's rough out there. It's hot out there.
Will you ever do a 1980s G-body? What is a G-body? Is that GM?
Yeah.
GMT 400, GMT 800. Isn't that a 90s GMCs?
80s G-body. I think they're talking about a car.
Oh. I've actually been looking for stuff that's a little bit newer than pre-1980s just to switch it up. Like, because we do a lot of like 40s, 50s, 60s stuff. And then the only stuff that's out of the 90s that I do is the Cummins. But I've thought about branching out and trying like, I don't know, just something else to switch it up. Like maybe it'll do well, something out of the 90s or early 2000s, something that's abandoned and that nobody wants or whatever, that's cool. I've been looking, but I haven't found anything real good.
No brothers in Tucson. The International went to Pennsylvania. Somebody fell in love with it and it went all the way back to Pennsylvania.
This guy says this guy Tom says, my voice sounds like Kevin Costner and you sound like Sam Elliott. I've heard that multiple times.
We could shoot a movie.
Yeah, we could shoot a movie.
Oh, the 90s Buick Roadmaster, man, love them cars. Travis don't like them, but I do. I love them cars. Beautiful.
Let's see. Travis, do you like Chevy step van or Grumman?
Grumman. Isn't that a work van? Grumman?
I don't know.
We don't do a lot of vans.
I don't know if I have an opinion on either. Vans are another tough sell. What's your go-to snack? Now, there's a question. What's your go-to snack? Now we're getting somewhere. What's your go-to snack? You got a snack?
Yeah, what is that thing? There's something they sell at Costco. It's fruits and nuts. I forget the name of it, but man, it's good.
Is it in a
Yeah,
a plastic container?
Yeah, it's in a
trail mix?
Like a trail mix. Yeah, that's good.
You know what it's called?
Oh, I can't remember, but they sell it at Costco, man, and it's in a purple bag. Ooh, is it good?
Oh, what's your Hey. What's your go-to snack while working? Well, what's your go-to snack? And then he said while working. We don't eat while we work.
No.
That's how you get big.
Don't eat.
That's how you get big. See, because I know that we both like junk food. Well, fast food and all that, a lot. And so eating during the day just isn't helping you. It's good to look forward to that junk food later. So we don't eat during the day ever, and we don't snack while we work.
When I was Travis's age, I thought it was my God-given right by 9 o'clock in the morning to have me a big old thirst buster and cheese puffs. I thought that, and I did that for years. And man, I had to stop all that. Stopped it. But it's good. Diet Pepsi and fudge brownie.
Somebody said Marlboro. That's your favorite snack, so Marlboro. Diet Pepsi and fudge brownie, McDonald's. Yeah.
Roller dogs.
Oh
no,
brother.
Man, just take it and set it straight on the counter. Don't even just raw dog it, man. Just raw dog it. Set it on the counter. No, Buc-ee's in Phoenix.
Is there a Buc-ee's in Tucson? No, it's in Phoenix. It's in Buckeye. It's about 2 hours away. We went opening day, for the record. I'm trying to think about what my favorite snack is. That's a good question. That's a really good question. There's a donut place. So I like homemade ice cream. I make homemade ice cream. Yeah, Goldfish are good. Too, but
Goldfish are good. Goldfish
are all right. They're good. I like chips. I like a lot of stuff. But you know what I don't eat? I don't ever eat the stuff out of the candy aisle that's like the muffins and the cupcakes and the ho-hos and the cakes and stuff. When I bite into that, it just feels nasty. As soon as you bite, it just feels fake, you know? And like Twinkies and stuff, I don't eat any of that.
I heard something funny.
Huh.
If the package rattles when you open it, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not really one for like buying candy at a gas station, like putting a Butterfinger and Skittles and stuff. But there's a donut shop here in town called the Donut Wheel, all right? It's like some foreign Koreans or something, I don't know. They hardly speak English, and they've been running it for decades. And they make these donuts there, and they are good. So Donut Wheel donuts, prime snack. Homemade ice cream, prime snack. And then, what?
Somebody asked about the first gen, if you miss it, so tell them what happened to it.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good deal. I'm happy
truck.
about that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on using fry oil as a diesel fuel? Absolutely never do that. That's a good way to blow your engine up. Do not do it. I've had 2 engines like that. Both of them were smoked. Do not do it.
The dude even came back to me after I sold a motor to him that had the fry oil in it, and he said that when he dropped it off the machine shop, they was cussing because they couldn't get that block cleaned. I had no clue that that's what that stuff did, man.
Oh yeah, my first gen. So a lot of you know, well, if you watch the channel, you saw me drag every car home for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years with that '89 first gen. I love that truck. I had that truck dialed, man. That truck was perfect. Air conditioning. I put an overdrive transmission in it. Interior, I was mint. The only thing that wasn't mint was a paint job. If I would have threw a paint job on it, it would have looked like either a totally original non-restored truck or a restored truck. But I just didn't really want to paint it. I didn't want to go through the hassle. But yeah, I miss it a little bit. I mean, it was a good truck. I enjoyed it. I love the first gens, but it was just time. It was just time for an upgrade. You just started to feel the limitations of it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get something done, but you can't get on the highway real fast. You can't pass nobody. It was either you wanted the overdrive and no AC, or you wanted AC and no overdrive. You couldn't have both, or it would overheat. Even with an aluminum rad, nothing would fix it. So it just was you getting to the end of its capabilities, right? It was a little underpowered. It was totally reliable. Totally reliable. I mean, you could drive that thing for another 20 or 30 years. But it's when you started to put a load on it, you could feel that it was it wasn't happy. It was just really trying hard. So, and the seats, the bench seats, the second gens are the seats are so much better. The seats in a second gen, it sits better. The cabs feel bigger. You can run the air conditioner while you're hauling something. It's intercooled. You got the unlimited capabilities of what you can do with the P pump and everything. So it's a give and a take. The guy that bought the truck from me knows me, and he knew what the truck was, and he took good care of it, and he sold it to somebody recently who knows that I owned it. So I hope that truck carries a magical.
It was the father-son that bought it, and they're gonna repaint it.
It was a father-son that bought it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and that's what we want.
It would be kind of cool if that truck was like a magical omen that anyone that had it knew that I had it, and they take care of it, like a museum piece, because I love that truck. I really did. I only sold it. And you could say, why didn't you buy that new truck and keep that old truck? Because I don't like things sitting outside and just going to waste. It would have the truck would be going to waste if I would have just been in my new truck and left that truck out to rot. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So you go let it go down the road, because what that truck needs is to be driven. It does not need me to look at it while it's rotting in this Arizona sun. It needs somebody to drive it, not abuse it. If you abuse it, it'll piss me off. That was a good truck, but just use it.
But the end result is out here when you leave stuff setting for long periods of time untouched and not messed with, the pack rats move in and they cause a lot of damage.
Another guy asked where you got that crazy chair.
From the judge's chair from the state of Arizona.
And if you ask a question and I don't see it, ask it twice. Because sometimes I don't see it. What town are y'all from? Dad's from Southern Illinois, Mount Vernon. I'm from here. Hold on, somebody said any hobbies besides cars and finance. Do you have any hobbies besides cars?
No.
No?
Not a one.
Well, you do have other hobbies that aren't you like going to garage sales. That's a hobby.
Yes, I do. I like going to garage sales.
Dad likes going to garage sales. Dad likes going to
swap meets. But I'm looking for car stuff.
But yeah, he's like looking for car stuff, so it's like ties into the same thing. But yeah, Dad, you're not gonna see Dad out here painting or going to a ball game. None of that. Just cars.
Just cars. I love cars. Mattoon, Illinois. I was actually born in Marion, Illinois.
Are you going to Pole Barn's new place? He bought that like 100 and some acres out in New Mexico. Like he has his Pole Bar PBG West, but then he bought like another some odd 100 acres out there. I probably won't be going out there. I don't have a reason to. I mean,
not that we wouldn't. We just don't have a reason to.
Don't have a reason.
He's nothing wrong with it. He's okay. He's a good guy.
Travis's hairstyle versus Jesse from Atomic Era motor hairstyle. When you get your new shop done, y'all should hit up Harbor Freight to sponsor the lifts too. Yeah, I like Harbor Freight, man. See, this is going to be like, I don't want to say controversial, but you know, hardcore mechanics are supposed to have like Snap-on and Matco. And look, I know they're better tools than Harbor Freight. I understand that Harbor Freight sells Chinese stuff. I'm not blind. I know what they sell, and it's fun to make fun of Harbor Freight for their junk. But here's the problem with Snap-on and Matco and all the other name brand stuff is that yes, their tools are twice as good, but they're 5 to 8 times the price. I mean, seriously, come on. I have $20 filing cabinets that I bought at like Goodwill's to hold like my electric tools, like a filing cabinet. You know what I'm saying? Just rolls open. I put tools in there. I put like like kits like tool kits that I have. I put them in those filing cabinets and they work just fine for $20. Why on earth? Where does Snap-on get the gall to charge $7,000 for a toolbox? Where you can get the same toolbox, the same $7,000 toolbox you can get at Harbor Freight for $1,500. A ratchet is $110. You can get a ratchet for $20 at Harbor Freight, and the tools are twice as good, but 5 to 8 times the price. So it's like, I'm not spending that money just to show everybody how cool I am with my tools. Like, I'm not gonna have a payment plan on tools. That's insane. I'll have a payment on a house. I'm not gonna have payments on a toolbox. That's just ridiculous.
See,
so that's why I don't buy Snap-on. Not because they're not good, but because the price, you can't justify that price to me.
I lived through the day that if you went to Harbor Freight, you just did this. You didn't tell nobody you went there. You didn't tell nobody you went there, and you wouldn't make any eye contact with anybody. You just go in and get what you wanted and get out of there. Somebody sent.
Thank you for the $5.
Yeah, thank you.
I think a few other people have sent.
Thank you.
A few other bits of cash, and thank you for that. We'll buy roller dogs with it.
Was it Lizzie's?
Glizzies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I would love to sit here and I would love to sit here and say, look, I only buy American-made tools. I only buy Snap-on tools. I only buy. But it's like, I would be bankrupt. I mean, they're making it hard for me to have that position. You know, if the tools were like 30% more expensive or something. Like if a ratchet from Harbor Freight was $20 and theirs was $30 or something, I'd be like, okay, that's fair. But if theirs is 20 and yours is 110, I'm not buying from you. That's nuts. So that's I do have some good tools in my toolbox, like actual name brand. There are times where I'll spend money on a legitimate tool, but it's not always. I use tools. I had another guy ask me this comment. They wanted us to do a walkthrough of like what tools we use, what brands of tools we use and stuff. Now, Dad, his toolbox has got a lot of really, really high quality tools in it because he lived through the day. There was no Harbor Freight. It was only Snap-on and that kind of stuff. And
there was a stigma.
Yeah, there was. There was a huge stigma. 2, there was no Harbor Freight. Back then, there wasn't as many Chinese tools on the market in the first place. And Dad was a mechanic for a living, and so that's the tools that you bought. So Dad has a high quantity of really high quality tools. But if you look at my toolbox,
what is it?
You're gonna see anything and everything. Tools in there that I pulled out of cars I drug home. I do have some Craftsman tools from a set that Dad bought me when I was 12. That's probably like my best quality tools. And like, I'll have some name brand tools in my toolbox, but it'll be tools I found.
Yes, I do love a Buick Wildcat. Nice cars. Good Buicks are good motors.
Anyway, Rick ever wanted a lifted project truck on a Dodge? No, he never.
Nope. I've had a couple of off-road vehicles. Toyota would probably be what I would pick, but I had one and I sold it. I didn't have it very long.
Hi from Canada. Are you watching new King of the Hill seasons? I didn't know they were still making King of the Hill.
No, I don't.
King of the Hill, that's the cartoon.
Yeah. No King of the Hill.
I do like that show though.
It was funny.
How do I sign up for Blue Collar Drags? You got to look up. The tickets are sold on the FOAT. Look up. It's either look up Blue Collar Drags on the FOAT online on Google, and it'll take you to October 7th and 8th at the Tucson Dragway. It's the only days you can buy tickets for. That's the event. Back then, tools were made in Japan or Taiwan. That's true. But I will say, and Dad will back this up, that Japanese tools are not bad.
No, I've got a set of Japanese impact sockets that I've had since I was 16 years old, and they've went all the way through the garages with me for 45 years, and I've not killed them. And I'm telling you, I've beat them, and they never have died.
Let's see, yes, another guy said, I turned wrenches for 38 years, got to a point I only bought specialty tools from Snap-on or Mac. Yeah, and that's the thing about specialty tools. That brings up a good point, is that these new cars, they're so advanced that they want you to buy these scanners, these crazy scanners, to even check the cars, and then they have you over a barrel because you can't even diagnose the car without these scanner tools. And then like the scanner tool's expensive, and then they want you to update the software on the scanner tools, and it's just like you can't even live and be a mechanic. You know, they purposefully want you to retool up every car that comes out just to screw you. No, that's just crazy. And then they wonder why Ford, especially, they have a shortage of technicians in their shops, like all across the country, the dealerships, and they're wondering why. Well, why should you should listen to the mechanics? Hey Travis, do you like a Jeep Gladiator? I'm not a Jeep fan. I'm sorry. My wife has a Jeep, and I don't like that thing. I can't wait till it goes. I'd like to crush it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Japan's got good metallurgy, but China, I don't know what their problem is. Is like their metallurgy sucks. Their tools suck.
It's because they're taking all of our cheap stuff and melting it down.
Yeah.
And making their tools with it. It looks like a tool.
It looks like a tool, but it ain't a tool. They'll bend in your hand. I have line wrenches. See, here's the one bad thing about Harbor Freight. Some of their tools you get away with, and they're pretty good. I have a line wrench set from Harbor Freight, you know, like for doing brake lines. And on a tight brake line, like a rusty one or a tight one, right? So the line wrench, it's almost a full cage, okay? It's not like a wrench with two. It's almost a full cage. I'll be pulling on that thing, and I will see that wrench open up. I will see it spread out and round off the thing, and I'll go get a Craftsman running. It'll bust it right loose. And the line wrench is this thick, like the wrench head part is thicker than my Craftsman one by a lot. But that Harbor Freight one will spread out, and that Craftsman one that's thinner will break it loose every time. So you know, it's hit or miss. Sometimes, you know, but then you upgrade to the Icon version and it's better. Yeah, my buddies work for Cat. They all use Harbor Freight Icon tools. I can attest. Icon tools are not bad. They're not bad. Let's see. That guy said, "What don't you like? Why don't you like Jeeps? They're just junk." Well, if you're talking about new Jeeps, if you're talking about like the old Willys and like, you know, like the old like World War II Jeeps, like yeah, those have a cool, they're cool.
Aura.
Yeah, they got an aura. But like new Jeeps, if you're talking about getting like a newer Jeep, just don't even go down that road. Just don't do it. Too many problems. They suck. I'll never, not on my property, not on my property ever again.
Well, we about went through them.
Well, there's more coming in. There's still 280 people watching.
Oh.
What time is it? 5:12. It's been an hour.
It's 5:15. Yeah. We don't want to kill everybody.
Well, they're still on. So.
Okay.
Do you still have the Model A? Oh, that's a good one. No, I don't. But here's why. I did sell that Model A, and it was probably the nicest Model A I'll ever have.
Look, somebody wants to know if I lean to the left, I don't get the rake, man. I don't get the rake. See, I got the right hand rake right now, and it's perfect.
I sold the Model A because I don't have a good place to store it. I actually built a little carport for that Model A, but it still was outside. It wasn't enclosed, and I could see some deterioration start to happen, even though I had it in the shade. So I was like, man, this thing's way too nice. It needs to be inside, and I can't. I have nowhere inside, so I sold it. I got good money out of it, and it, you know, you could say so.
It went to California.
It went to California, yeah, and that guy still has it. Let's see. Oh, this guy asked, "What's the perfect Monte Carlo for Rick?" What's your dream Monte Carlo?
In 1976 and 77, they had a two-tone burgundy one from the factory. Beautiful car. Landau seats. Has to have all the gauges in it. Power windows. Yeah. That would be me. I wouldn't mind having I think in 1975 was the last year for the big block. Wouldn't mind having a 73, 74, 75 big block. Wouldn't mind having one of them. Be nice. But the 1977, they had 305s in them. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind the 305. Any of them really, as long as they're nice. I want the bucket seats, the Landau seats. You know, like when you was young and you went to a party and you could turn the seat out the door and talk.
Another guy said, "What are your favorite YouTube channels?" That's a good question. What are your favorite YouTube channels?
Oh, I really do. I really like Sleeper Dude, and I do watch Vice Grip. I watch Vice Grip. I like him, but I like Sleeper Dude. I like his family content very much, very much. Good guy, good family man.
Yeah, and I talk to Josh sometimes. Good dude. I'm sure. I know it's in our future to meet Josh and his family from Sleeper Dude. We talk on the phone sometimes.
They're more private, and I get it. I understand.
We are an exception. Let's see here.
Well, I did it so long I got old tools that are just hanging around. They don't get used a lot, but when you need them, you need them.
Yeah, Dad's got a lot of older tools.
Lost art.
Guy said, do you do your own editing for your YouTube videos? So, yes and no. So for the entire time, I've done my own editing, but now Emily does a good portion of it. Not all of it, but she does a decent portion of the editing, so that I can work. And also with like having a family, having Novely, it's just like you just find that you have a little bit less time, because I would work all day, come inside, and then edit. But now that Novely's running around, it's kind of hard to sit there on the couch and edit while she's wanting to jump all over the couch and hang out and run around and blah blah blah. So you can't just shut yourself in your room and not watch her childhood. So Emily does a good portion of the editing, so that frees me up.
I could edit.
I'd like to see.
He won't even let me hold the camera.
Puts a finger in it. Guy said, is YouTube changing? Do you have to adapt to new rules? YouTube changes their algorithm all the time, but nothing that I've had to adhere to, because what I'm doing is what YouTube wants. YouTube, if you can put it simply, they want a good original content. So like, if their rules change, it's because they're trying to combat AI fake content. Well, I don't make that kind of content, so it doesn't affect me. Like, they don't want AI thumbnails and AI titles and AI videos. So it's like, if they come out with rules for all of that, all those rules are doing is trying to steer away from fake and steer back to good original content. So if you make good original content, you don't have to worry about any of their new rules, because that's what they want. So, yeah.
I've even noticed that sometimes I'll start watching what looks like a really good video and it's got that weird voice to it, and I'm thinking, oh, AI, so I don't watch it.
When will there be more videos about the restaurant, specifically?
Refrigerators and stuff. You remember you did the refrigerators and the washers and dryers?
Probably never again, because those videos didn't do well. I mean, that was, if you go back and look at some of my really early videos, I was searching for what worked, and that didn't work.
We'll see, Ed.
So I've kind of moved on from the appliances stuff. Even though I still like them, but I just can't spend time on them.
Maybe if you guys could get a hold of Sam Elliott, I could be a stand-in for him or something.
Let's see. Have you ever thought about competing in Matt's off-road games? No, we don't have anything that's off-road like related. Yeah, getting tired of AI enhanced thumbnails on channels that I watch. Yeah, it's so easy to tell when somebody has an AI thumbnail. Like, it's just so obvious that, like, there's a well edited thumbnail, and then there's just like straight up AI slop, and you could tell immediately. And once you can tell that, you're like, there's no effort there, and I don't even want to watch the video. I don't like it, because then what if they have a good original video but the title's AI? I'm thinking that the video's AI, so I don't want to watch it at all.
Well, good. I'm glad we're keeping you entertained.
Let's see. How many generations back did your family go in Arizona? Well, not very far. I mean, your dad came out here, but you were the first one to settle out here, though.
Yeah, I came out here in '86 and settled out here. My dad was out here in '70s. I used to come out here when I was a kid in the mid '70s, 1976, but that was in Benson, Arizona. But that's as far back as we go.
Any classic muscle car you and your dad like? Mine is always a 69 Charger or a Falcon XB from 73. Well, I don't know. Do you like any muscle cars?
Not a big muscle car guy.
Yeah.
No.
The only muscle cars I think are really cool.
More into cruisers.
Yeah, I like cruising and like looking cool and like feeling like relaxed. But I think the early Corvettes were cool. I like the original, like the first generation 53 to like 60 Corvettes. I think they have a really, really neat futuristic style. I think if you could call those muscle cars, they're like the first muscle cars. But you're probably thinking of like what came in the 60s and 70s with the Chevy, the Chevelles and the Chargers and Challengers and all that good business. And they never really interested me too much. I mean, the price of them is so astronomical, it's hard to even be interested because you're never going to get one. My favorite muscle car is a 12-valve Cummins. That's my favorite muscle car. And you can't tell me that it's not American muscle. Every single part on a 12-valve is stamped made in USA. The valve covers, the heads, the block, made in USA. And they are muscle. They're muscle trucks, but it's American muscle. You can't say that it's not because they're all over the drag strip. They're all over sled pulling events. Any diesel drag race sled pull is 90% Cummins. So that is American muscle. So it's 12-valve for me.
A 20s, 30s car across the country would be fun. There's one. That would be fun. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. I would do that. I still have the 60 El Camino. It's out in the back building. It's on disciplinary. It's on disciplinary action.
What car or truck would you like to find that's your unicorn?
Unicorn?
Yeah, like rare, like what dream car you'd like to find?
I think I've already answered that.
Yeah. What car have you owned the longest? For me, it's my my GMC. I bought that when I was 12. Still have it.
Longest I have a 93 Dodge Cummins. I bought it 20 years ago.
Dad still has that.
I still got it.
Do you think modern cars will be restored in 30 to 40 years?
Kind of doubt it.
Well, maybe because the people who are my age and younger, they're hot rodding the 90s cars. I see people right now because I'm a part of like some first and second gen Cummins groups. There are people, I'm telling you, restoring second gens, like 94 to 98s. I see them doing it. They're taking them apart, fixing the rust, painting, especially first gens. Those are the more collector's item than second gens. So in 1999, would you say, can you imagine someone restoring a 1990 Cummins? You would have said no. But there's people out there right now, frame off restoring 89 to 93 Cummins. So you wouldn't have thought that 20 years ago. So 20 years from now, is somebody going to want a 2015 Challenger?
Maybe.
They might.
Maybe.
So no one ever thought that anyone would want to restore those first and second gen Cummins. So can't say that it won't happen.
There was a lot of cars in the 90s that we laughed at in the garage, and we said the same thing, and here they are. People are hot rodding them.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, for instance, I've been in the classic car arena for,
What?
what?
I'm restoring the 97 you brought back from Michigan?
What?
Which one?
I'm restoring the 97 you brought.
That dually?
Oh, it was probably that black one.
The black dually?
Yeah, the black dually.
That was a good truck.
Yeah, that was a good truck. Which vehicle you hate the most? That's a good one. Which vehicles do you hate the most? Which vehicles do you
You're
hate
gonna,
the most?
man, you're gonna start a war here, man.
I don't know.
Stuff that we talking about older or newer? Stuff that I just gloss over. I wish my wife would get rid of that 2020 car she has because that thing's gonna bury me someday.
I don't know which. I don't like vehicles that are unreliable. Those whatever. If it's unreliable and ugly, I don't like it.
You're gonna start a war, man.
If it's unreliable and ugly, I don't like it.
No matter what car, I bet you there's people out there that love Yugos. I remember Yugos. Oh yeah, there's people out there that if you said something about a Yugo, they'd want to meet you out behind Walmart and fight.
But like, you guys go back and look at that video that we did a few months ago on that. I called it the clown car because it was like the kind of car that 10 clowns get out of. But it was like that 1963 Toyota or whatever. I can't remember what.
No, it was a 68 or 9.
It was a 68 or 69 Toyota Corona. And I bought it because it was $200, okay? That's all. Like, it was $200. I thought it was different. I thought it would make a good video. And I got no personal vested interest in that thing. But the dude that bought it was like, where I come from. He was from the Philippines.
No, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. He was from Puerto Rico, and he was like, those are the cars that we had. Those are our classics. That's what he said. Those are our classics. Like, that's what we consider classic. And I had no idea. It's not what's classic here, but to him, because they have small cars there. Most of the world has small cars. So that was his classic. So, there's a butt for every seat. That wasn't my seat, but it was his seat, and that's okay.
The Pontiac Aztek is ugly. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I think I can say that safely.
Do y'all watch Decent Garage? No, I don't watch. He was on Jay Leno. You don't know this, I don't think. So Jay Leno's got that Jay Leno's Garage.
Mm-hmm.
He does episodes every week on cars. Sometimes the cars aren't even his. He'll bring somebody in that has a car. And that Decent Garage guy, he's got like the goatee, right? He brought his first gen to Jay Leno's Garage, and they did an episode on it. It's like a white and gray first gen. And when I went a month or two ago to the diesel drag races in Indianapolis, that Decent Garage guy had that first gen he restored at the it's called UCC. All right, and there was just like rows of first gens, and he had it there. And I don't watch his channel, but I looked over that truck, that gray and white. You can see, go look at it on Jay Leno's Garage. First gen Cummins on Jay Leno's. It's like the only diesel he has on his whole channel, Jay Leno. But Decent Garage is the guy, and that's his truck. And I know what a good restored vehicle looks like. So does Dad, but Dad wasn't there. And I looked at that truck, and I know if it's a hack job or not. I've seen enough. I've done enough. I know immediately. And that truck was right. He did a good job on that truck. If he said, I want 60 grand for this truck, you should give it to him because it was worth 60 grand. The truck was perfect. But it was the first gen body, but he had done all the right stuff to keep the originality of the truck, but upgrade the underneath. It was just the perfect blend of first gen style with upgraded second gen and beyond parts. It had Hydro Boost brakes. It was a it was a manual with 4x4 done right. Had an exhaust brake. Had air conditioning, and it was P-pump swapped. I think it was compound. I want to say it was compounds turbos. I think the interior, the dash, the seat, the underneath. The guy did a great job. I can't say enough. That truck was done right. That truck is an example to anyone else looking to do that kind of stuff. He did an immaculate job on that truck. Because on Jay Leno's Garage, you're only going to see so much of it, but I was up close. I looked underneath it. I looked inside it. I know what that truck was. He did a good job.
Somebody asked about Christine. I seen Christine when it came out in the movies. Yeah. And I went and watched it.
Have a great weekend, Jack's Service Center. Thanks for watching.
You guys have a good weekend.
Do you follow NNKH from Bucks County? Yeah, me and well, I know Chris from No Nonsense.
He's a nice guy.
Nice guy, yeah, good guy. If there's any car channel that I'll watch, it's his videos. Something about how he edits and puts his videos together is very...
Does a good job.
Yeah, they're like, for some reason, the pace is just entertaining. No matter, it's like we're all doing the same work, but the way he strings it together in a video is just like highly intelligent. I like his videos.
And I don't mean any disrespect to any creators, because just from watching Travis, it is hard to do. And I watch everybody, man. I know it's hard. I know it's hard putting out the videos and doing the editing just from watching Travis. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, because I know it's hard. It's time consuming.
Yeah, try and be a YouTuber. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
It made it to SEMA. Oh, I didn't know it was at SEMA. That truck was nice. That is the nicest first gen I've ever seen somebody take to completion. He did a great job. You need to think about a brick and mortar store in the future. Shirts, hats, jackets. VGG is working on their store. I don't think I'm at that level quite yet. You know, we're at 215,000. That dude's at like what, a bajillion?
3 million.
90% of the continental U.S. follows this channel. There's no way.
Yeah, he's got the Friday night spot.
Yeah, if I opened up a store, I couldn't open up a store. I'll stick with my online for now. But maybe I'll think enough of myself to start a museum. I don't know. Have you ever thought about doing a show with Murphy's Diesel? I've seen some of his stuff. He's a good dude. Seems like a good, grounded family man.
Oh, I know another guy.
But I never.
Diesel Creek.
Yeah, I like Diesel Creek.
Yeah.
Travis, who's your favorite Transformers character? These are the questions I'm here for. This is what I'm talking about. I gotta go with, well, Bumblebee was cool because he was flashy, but I like the semi truck. What was his name? The big guy, big head honcho. Oh man, the big head honcho. Okay, because he was the leader. He was the level-headed person. He was the visionary.
Who are you talking about? The Sopranos?
Transformers.
Oh.
Golly. The semi truck guy. I don't know his name.
Didn't like it.
You make it look easy. Thanks. It is not as easy as it looks. Guy said he's 10 minutes out. That guy.
Okay. Yeah, we better jump. Or when you can stay in and
Optimus Prime, yeah. Optimus Prime, I can't believe I didn't remember that. Yeah, Optimus Prime, he was cool, because I like semi-trucks. He was the only diesel. Think about it. They're releasing the movie. What? I don't know what movie. What's your favorite superhero? I don't know. I don't think about superheroes too much. I don't know.
I don't know superheroes. The Hulk.
I used to have an obsession with the Hulk when I was a kid. I really liked Spider-Man. I liked, I don't care what you say, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, like the original Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 with Mary Jane and all that. Yeah, he was the best. Yeah, he was the best.
Gabe, I'll see you at QT, and I already know already know what's up.
What would you name your son? Probably Diesel. You ever hurt yourself working on cars? Dad's hurt himself more than I have. Like we've both hurt ourselves, but Dad's probably had more serious injuries, like not even life-threatening. But Dad's had more injuries that would have probably required a doctor than I've had. I hurt myself sometimes, but I've never. This is crazy. I've never broken a bone. Neither of you. We've never broken a bone.
Nope.
And I hope it stays that way. Puddin's Fab Shop. I've seen that a few times. Like, what our opinion on Puddin's Fab Shop? I mean, he's doing well for himself. What can you say? I don't watch him, but he's doing fine for himself.
He's
seems.
doing very
Now,
well for himself.
what's interesting about Puddin than the other car channels is that Puddin can do multiple videos on one vehicle and seem to get away with it. I don't know any other channel that can do that. Like, if I make a video on a car and I make a second video on the same thing, it does half as well as the first one. If the first video did 100, the next one does 50, next one will do 25, and you just can't keep doing it, right? Like doing like many videos on one project, it just does not work for me. I've never found a way for it to work for me, and other creators will tell you this. This is a big reason why you see creators do 1 or 2 videos on a car and you never see it again. And then you go in the comments and everyone's like, what happened to the car? Where's it at? It's just nobody will watch it. But Puddin', for some reason, I don't know.
He can get away with it.
He can get away with doing like 6 videos on a truck. I wish I could, because I'd spend maybe less money and time, because you got to go get a new vehicle all the time. You know, if you could just like work on one vehicle for like 2 months, it'd be a little easier than going trying to find something all the time. But I don't know anyone else that can get away with that multiple video on one thing type of deal. But he seems to be able to get away with it.
Thank you, Daniel. I see it.
Captain.
We'll always work together. Never. Cars or money is not worth us arguing over. We'll always work with that.
Hold on. Somebody said I can't watch Diesel Creek anymore with that Kim working with him.
I haven't.
Who is that? Is that a girl, Kim, or a guy? I've never seen that.
It might be his wife. I think I've seen. Maybe.
I've never seen anyone working with Diesel Creek. That must be a recent phenomenon, because I've never seen anybody working with him. It's like it's always him or like that scrappy guy. Scrappy guy with the
there might be a lady helping him.
He scraps or something. I've never seen him work with someone named Kim, so that must be a new thing. Half-Ass Customs does projects and they work. It's your fan base. You do Will It Runs. Yeah, but like you would, I know that, you know, Half-Ass Customs and Puddin' maybe typically do projects, and then I do Will It Runs.
Hold on.
What, if you gotta go?
Yeah.
We'll probably have to go soon.
Yeah.
But why can't I do projects? Like, what's the difference in the people watching it? Like, you guys, everybody likes old cars and stuff, but I can't get it. But for some reason, I can't get away hardly with doing multiple videos on a car. Never have had it work. She is from overseas. Whoa, this must be new with Diesel Creek. I've never seen anybody work with him. That's crazy.
When you say half-ass customers, are you talking about the guy out of Canada? He's a very talented man.
Oops. She's from England, or yeah.
I don't know. I've not seen her.
Love the trains and history. You're a great storyteller. Talking about me or Dad? Either way, thanks.
Not me. Travis is the one talking about trains.
That's true. I'm the one that talks a lot. But yeah, we'll probably have to get going soon. Actually, right now.
We sure appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
We do, man. I enjoy you know what? Anytime that you know what? When you don't have time to stop and talk to somebody, you know what? You're too busy. You need to stop and talk to people. Always take the time.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys watching and asking questions and the conversation and everything. It's always fun. It's been a long time since we've done one, so thank you all for being here and hanging out and asking questions and just being around with us. So hopefully you all can come to Blue Collar Drags and see us in person. We'll have a merch tent set up, and you know, you can see your other creators, not just Dad and me and Pole Barn and Atomic and Buff and Farm Truck, Asian, and Inevitable Jim. A lot of people, a lot of guys gonna be there.
Inevitable Jim will be there.
Yeah.
It's a good time to see everybody.
Yeah, doesn't happen too often. All the major car shows are 1,500 miles away. Just don't have the time to do all that. So, yeah, it's good that there's some on the west. So, all right, guys.
We'll see you, Australia.
Here.
Is it over?
It's about to be.
I'll give him one last smile.
I don't even know how to end this thing. How do you end it?